not doing it in the interest of the consumer. They're never doing anything in the interest of you. They're always just trying to profit the most that they can, and they do it in a very, very sneaky way. They creep up on you guys. They take the quality here, take the quality there, take the packaging here, take the service there, take the money away from the sales associate, cut the commission here. Like, they're very sneaky, guys. Like, they'll slowly creep up on you every day. Little price increase here, little price increase on that. Oh, big price increase twice a year. Like, it's why? What for? It's just to make money, guys. It's just because they want to see how far they can push it. They've pushed it to this point, and if you want them to keep pushing it, they totally will keep pushing it, guys. You just have to keep spending money there. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Jess. If you love shopping and handbag videos, please like and subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to get to 10,000 subscribers this year, and all your help would be absolutely awesome. So thank you so much. I made this video before of why you should boycott Chanel, but I just thought I'd go over again, reiterate the reasons why I believe you should stop buying Chanel. Now, obviously, money speaks, guys. If you stop buying Chanel, they're going to change their ways, because I feel like as a brand, I used to love Chanel, guys. Like, I was obsessed with Chanel. If you've been following me for a while, you would have seen I had a very big Chanel collection at one point. I don't have any Chanel bags anymore. I sold all my Chanel bags because I am extremely turned off the brand for many reasons, and I wanted to go through those reasons today, because honestly, I feel like it's a shame that such a brand with so much heritage and that has completely changed fashion is going down this direction, creeped up to this point where I feel like a lot of people are starting to realize that buying Chanel is not a good choice or even an investment. It's not even at this point a very fashion forward or stylish choice. I think it was yesterday I noticed on the Australian website that a lot of the prices had gone up, like $600, $1,000, I think even $2,000. Some of the bags have gone up. The Chanel 19 is like 9,000 something now. I'm just like shook. The mini flap is 7,610. The classic medium flap is $15,710, and a jumbo is 17,000 Australian dollars, which I'm pretty sure is the same price as like a Birkin 30 from Hermes. We just go through the reasons that I think you should stop buying Chanel. Classic flap is not rare and it's not handmade. Okay, so what do I mean by it's not rare? Like, sometimes you walk into the store and they're like, sorry, we don't have any, la la la. Similar to like a Birkin, right? Chanel get restock of classic flaps, guys, like every single week, okay? Sometimes they have a lot in the back on reserve for people, but it's getting to this point where, you know, many years ago, you could just walk in and get a classic flap, no drama, and it was half the price. Now they're acting like it's so rare to get a classic flap and we're going to double the price. It's not rare, guys. Just get that out of your head. A Chanel classic flap is not rare. It's not that exclusive. There are many ways you can buy a classic flap. If you go onto any consignment store page, any secondhand website, there is at least 4 classic flaps on there, maybe 10, maybe 20. There is heaps of black classic flaps sitting. They're not rare. It's not like a rare Pokemon card. So, you know, like some collectibles, right? Like a shiny Charizard holographic from 2000 or whatever. That's $100,000 because that's very hard to find and rare, right? In that condition. So that's why it's priced. But if you're talking about something that's rare and exclusive, a Chanel classic flap is not that, guys. Like, they are very, very, very easy to find, okay? So that's the first thing. Second thing is it's not handmade, okay? So the appeal of, like, the craftsmanship and all this, okay. So what's the matter with being machine made? There's nothing wrong with machine made, but you can buy a Coach bag that's machine made. You can buy a Kate Spade bag that's machine made. A handmade bag requires a lot more, it's actually more costly because you need to train the artisan. Artisans at, say, a place for like Hermes are trained for many years, are priced the way they are because they have one person work on one bag individually, and they're not necessarily on this like conveyor belt line where they're rushing things through the machine, right? Like, they're really paying attention to the bag. And so when something is handmade, it has a little bit more of, like, I'd say a character to it. It's a little bit more special because it's made by that one person. And a Chanel bag doesn't have that same charm. I'm sorry, guys. Especially with the more modern day bags. You can see they've been churning them out. Things are rushed. Stitching is rushed. Things are wonky. They are made in a rushed way these days because they're overproduced. Chanel is just plain greedy and want to make a lot of bags and sell them for these ridiculous prices for, I don't know, whatever reason. And it's not that special, to be honest, guys. And you could also argue, yes, a Birkin is not special either, but at least they're handmade, and that's what you can kind of say, oh, well, that's kind of worth it. Yes, you can go to some local artisan and get a handmade bag for, I think when it comes to a luxury brand that is at that price point, it should at least have some special touch like that, right? Second point, the grade of leather is very uncertain for Chanel. We don't know what leather they're using. At this point, all their leather is so heavily finished, which is honestly what Chanel have been doing for years. But if you look at some of the vintage leathers that Chanel has, like the lambskin and the caviar, back in the day, the lambskin was more expensive for a reason, guys. The lambskin was more expensive because it was more of a premium leather, harder to find good quality leather, and the caviar was cheaper because it's just a stamped leather. And now that everyone loves caviar and like more grainy finishes, they've made it the same price. But it's got to the point where the actual quality of the leather is irrelevant at Chanel. It's like the aesthetic of the leather. So the look of the leather, the consistency of the leather, and maybe like the iridescent finish or whatever the finish they put over it. So you're paying for something that is so heavily coated in something else or has some sort of artistic flair to it, but you're not actually paying for the leather. So if you want a luxury bag and you care about leather, Chanel is not the brand to go. I'm telling you this now because the bags are made for, honestly, pictures. They're made for just putting on your shelf, for collecting. If you collect bags then and you don't want to wear them, buy Chanel bags because that is what they're for. They're not made for everyday wear. They're not made to last. They will not stand the test of time. If you actually use it, your Chanel logo might fall off, the leather might peel, it will scratch really easily, and that brings me to my next point, bad after sales. If you want to fix the wear and tear on your bag, well, good luck, guys, because a lot of the time they'll just say that's wear and tear and take it to a bag spa. The only thing that Chanel will service is black classic flaps, black boy bags, black wallet on chain, and that's it. They'll put it through this Toy et Moi little program that they created like last year or 2 years ago, where they'll restore the leather for $1,000, okay? Restore the leather for $1,000, and if you want to get the hardware change, that's extra cost. Like, it's just, and it's only for the black classics, okay? That's the only thing they know how to repair, because they don't have people who are trained to actually fix their bags, to fix the leather on an iridescent bag, to replace, I don't know, a handle on a Coco handle, or replace a, fix a trendy CC handle, unless it's within the last 2 years. Maybe they could source the spare part. But if it's something that's like 10 years old, forget it, guys. They're not going to have the spare part, and you're stuck with a busted bag that you're going to have to take to the bag spa to get recolored, and good luck selling it after that, because now it's a recolored bag. So after sales at Chanel, forget it. They don't know how to fix their own bags, and if you have a quality issue, like say my friend Romina, who bought a Chanel 22 and it started peeling, they're just going to say, sorry, wear and tear. No replacement, no refund, no credit note, no nothing, okay? Some people are lucky and they for some reason get a refund, like Jacob was very lucky in that case with his 22, but it's hit and miss, guys. It's unlike any other brand, because if you go to Louis Vuitton or Hermes, you have a quality issue, they deal with it, okay? They will, drop everything, give you a credit note, refund, like whatever, like repair it for you. Like, Chanel will try repair it, but it might take like 4 months, and then they'll come back and say, sorry, I can't repair it. Like, it's just, the Chanel after sales are such a nightmare. And I think when you're paying like $15,000 for, like, say, a pink classic flap because they were, you want to restore the pink leather, well, you're not going to be able to restore the leather, so it's a waste of money. Crap packaging, and no more microfiber dust bags. So I think it was about 1 year ago, maybe 1.5 years ago, I started noticing that the classic flaps no longer come with the microfiber pouch that they used to. They used to come in this beautiful dust bag which had, Karl Lagerfeld's drawing on it of Coco Chanel's like face or like side profile, and they stopped doing that. They say they stopped doing that because, you know, Karl Lagerfeld is no longer the creative director, so why would they have like sketches on a dust bag of his sketches? They, you know, now Virginia Viard's the new creative director, so they changed it to these really crap cotton plain dust bags. Like, you could have at least made a microfiber, guys. They say, oh, you know, they're trying to make it, I don't know, like, they're just trying to cut costs, guys. Like, let's just be real here. Like, they're not doing it in the interest of the consumer. They're never doing anything in the interest of you. They're always just trying to profit the most that they can, and they do it in a very, very sneaky way. They creep up on you guys. They take the quality here, take the quality there, take the packaging here, take the service there, take the money away from the sales associate, cut the commission here. Like, they're very sneaky, guys. Like, they'll slowly creep up on you every day. Little price increase here, little price increase on that. Oh, big price increase twice a year. Like, it's why? What for? It's just to make money, guys. It's just because they want to see how far they can push it. They've pushed it to this point, and if you want them to keep pushing it, they totally will keep pushing it, guys. You just have to keep spending money there. They'll push it as far as they can, and they can still push it because there are still millions of people who are probably on YouTube who are praising Chanel and who are saying, yeah, keep buying Chanel. Like, you know, people are being too dramatic. Let's keep going, lining up in the store. And they're going to keep pushing it, guys, if you want them to. Don't play with them, guys. They are very powerful. Like, they are more powerful than you think. And it is just a big, silly game that they're playing, okay? And if you want to play it, you're going to lose. Just, you know, just step away, guys. Step away from the Chanel. You do not need it. It is just a giant scam. Okay, next. It's not interesting. A Chanel classic flap is nothing new. You saw a lot of celebrities probably sporting the classic flap like 2010, 2011. You know, I remember seeing Alexa Chung with her mini and I was obsessed. But in 2023, no celebrity is wearing Chanel, apart from Jennie from Blackpink, who was paid to because she's the Chanel brand ambassador. And you might occasionally see like Kylie Jenner, Miley Cyrus, I don't know, Ariana Grande, sporting some vintage Chanel. Or even I've seen Jennifer Aniston and some vintage Chanel. They're all wearing vintage, okay? It's vintage. You know why they're wearing vintage, guys? Because it's better, and there is nothing from the year of 2023 that is worth buying and that you'll see any celebrity being caught dead in. Just have a look, guys. What celebrity is wearing Chanel who is not being paid to wear Chanel? There's nobody. So it's not cool. It's not even iconic anymore. It's just been done, played out to death. Okay. Next, workers are treated like slaves. There is no way, as a Chanel sales associate, you will be prepared for the amount of, like, problems you're going to have. So, a lot of the, you know, policies that Chanel have, or the games that Chanel play, similar to Hermes, I'm going to say, like, you know, you have to be at a certain tier to be offered certain things, try and sell multiple items, and then you can offer them this. It's hard to explain to a client that a bag is not available when you know it is, because you know they're not part of a certain tier and that there's a giant wait list for an item. And you know there's some bags like the mini vanity or like the black rectangle mini that everybody wants, that there is like so many other sales associates fighting for this item to give to their client who has spent, you know, $50,000 or something. It's hard to constantly say no to people who are just new to Chanel, just want like a little mini. In the past, you used to be able to just walk in and get whatever you want, and it was no dramas for the sales associates. But now you are dealing with people who are really confused as to why they can't buy a bag, and they're just really upset, and you're the one who has to take that brunt of the customers day in, day out. And psychologically, that plays on a lot of the sales associates there. You wonder why the service is so bad at Chanel, guys? Well, a lot of the sales associates are tired, they're bitter, there's nothing left they have to give because they've been completely sucked the life out of them by trying to fight for bags to get for their clients. Their clients are constantly unhappy because the quality is going down. Then you've got to find a replacement bag. Like, good luck finding a replacement. There's so much after sales cases that cannot be, you know, handled with properly, because there's no proper system to, like, you know, repair the leather. You got to send it to the bag spa, and it's a complete mess. It's just, there is no support for those sales associates in the store to be able to deal with all these problems that Chanel are having. And to be honest, all these problems that Chanel are having should be handled by the top people who are controlling the whole thing. But the people who have to deal with these problems are the sales associates, who are getting paid the least. So it's not easy working in a store like that. The expectation is very high from the customers, which it should be, but the actual product does not deliver, and the sales associates are the ones who have to face the consequences of that, to be honest, every day. So it's not pleasant for a lot of people who work in these stores, where the price is so high and the customer expectations are not being fulfilled, and it sometimes is out of the sales associate's control. There are some stores who have started to be I know a lot of you say, guys, that overseas you've never had this problem, but I found that in Australia in particular, like, one of my friends tried to buy a mini, and their sales associate said you need to buy ready to wear first to buy that, or if you buy a few items then you can buy this mini, or especially if you're you know, working from home and you can't go to the boutique, they're not going to send you a payment link unless you buy a few items. They're starting to really play these games where they will not just let you buy one bag. You need to buy a few things in one transaction. And to pressure clients like that, or make force sales associates to put clients in this position where they need to spend more to be offered unlock certain things in the store, is really hard. It's hard as someone who was selling the product to act that way, but it's also frustrating for the client who just wants to buy one item. Why can't you just buy one item? Like, you should be allowed to, but Chanel is making out that their items are so rare that you need to unlock the item and buy other things. These games, you're going to start seeing a lot more in a lot more Chanel boutiques. Maybe it's not in your country yet, guys, but that is their strategy. It's very similar to an Hermes strategy, which I don't agree with. A lot of the things at Hermes I actually like, so for me, I just shop at Hermes and it works out for me. I mean, I still get a few things offered to me because I just by default like their product. And perhaps at Chanel, it might be similar for some clients. Obviously, they just want to buy the ready-to-wear and they by default get offered these things. But there are some clients who just want to buy, you know, one or two things. And if you're one of those clients, you're going to get alienated from the brand, basically. A lot of things that Chanel is doing is alienating people from the brand, and they're really just, I think, trying to focus on people who have money coming out of their ears that will just pay anything, that don't care about the price of anything. But if you're like a regular person who just loves watching handbag YouTube, you're probably not going to like the games that Chanel are going to start playing with you, because it is just silly. It's stupid. Bags are no longer an investment, in my opinion. If you buy a bag in 2023 and you don't wear it, I don't think it's an investment. I mean, unless you don't, actually, that's a lie. I think if you don't wear it, it will probably go up in value in the next, like, 5 years. Yes. If you just keep it in a box. But if you wear your bags, it's definitely not an investment. You could argue this with any brand, but especially with Chanel. They wear so badly, the newer bags. It is just very hit and miss. Some people are lucky and they get bags that have worn very well. They're fine, but a lot of the bags that you're seeing coming out these days just do not hold up. So for me, if it doesn't hold up, if there's a lot of wear and tear in the bag, if the hardware is fading or whatever reason, the leather isn't up to scratch, it's going to be harder to resell and you're going to lose money on that bag. So it is not an investment like maybe it used to be. The price is stupid. The price makes no sense. They do not hold their value. You can go on the pre-love market, pay several thousands of dollars less for a black classic flap. You do not have to pay that price for a classic flap. It is not rare. The price is just stupid at this point. And it is a scam. The whole thing is a scam. They're going to keep playing these games until people stop buying and spending their money on Chanel. Because I fell in love with Chanel ever since I was probably like 10 years old. I used to watch the fashion shows. I was caught up in the fantasy. I loved looking into the Chanel windows, seeing all the, watching even shows from the 90s. I've been obsessed with Chanel for many, many years. But through my experience with Chanel and all this kind of thing, the way that the brand is deteriorating is really, I don't know what they're doing, guys. My theory is maybe they're going to sell the business to like LVMH or something, so they're trying to profit as much as they can now, cut costs everywhere, and maximize their profits before they sell it. Because I don't know why they would make their leather goods like burn down, like completely like lack luster anymore. Like, why are they doing this to themselves? You'd think as a brand evolves over time, it would get better and better. But Chanel has somewhat peaked, I think, around probably 2008. It kind of like plateaued. And now it's like, it's just been a sad sinking ship at this point. So, I don't know, guys. I think it will take a lot for Chanel to like be completely shut down. It was going to take a long time for that to happen. But I think if people start, you know, maybe spending less money there, it's going to have an impact. And I think, I don't know if we're at the point now where people are starting to stop shopping at Chanel, but it's going to get to a point if they continue like this. So anyways, I talked for a long time, so if you're still with me, maybe send a little like watermelon slice emoji or something. I couldn't think of anything, something random. And and yes, thanks for watching my blabby video, and I'll talk to you guys on my next one. Bye!